Hello everyone, this is Sharpedo43 once again, bringing you all another multi-battle. And in this multi-battle, it's going to be another one that we had, that I had in VanderForge's stream. Because like I said before, VanderForge does like to have multi-battles every Sunday usually on his Twitch stream. And I decided to take part in a few of them, and this was one of the ones that I found very interesting. It's actually going to be one with me, and my ally is actually going to be my good buddy Saltfire, who I'll talk about in one of our singles battles. And his VanderForge is going to be the opposition, along with one of his spectators. I think his name is well, here is HeroAbyss, but I'll put his actual Twitch name on the title when you guys see it. And yeah, it's gonna be a multi-battle. I brought Zygarde. He brought Zygarde and Greninja and Celesteela, which is a mon I don't like, but it's all good because it's my buddy Soulfire, and I'm fine with whatever he uses. And I'm gonna be bringing Zapdos, Swampert, and Mega Diancie because I wanted to. Oh yeah, the fun fact was that VanderForge actually uplifted his battle spot rules for the multi-battles, and they actually allowed Mega Diancie, because initially Mega Diancie, for being a mythical Pokemon, was not allowed in his multi-battles, but then he decided, you know what, let's just let them. And I was like, heck yeah, I'm gonna use Mega Diancie as a result. So yeah, this is the battle. It's going to be me and my buddy Saltfire against VanderForge and one of his followers. I forgot his name honestly, but you'll see it anyways. But yeah, I'm gonna lead off with Zapdos, and he's gonna lead off with Celesteela, which is actually pretty funny. Shout outs to my boy Tesla Mouse. But yeah, and they're gonna lead off with Dusclops and Ruma, which is the what's it called, Ampharos. And I'm gonna Volt Switch on the Dusclops, and my buddy Soulfire is gonna switch out and go into Hubine, which is the Zygarde. And Ruma's gonna Mega Evolve, so it's a Mega Ampharos basically. And here I'm guessing he was anticipating a Thunderbolt from the Ampharos. So what I'm gonna do here is Volt Switch, like I said. And I think here I go into Swampert, because what I wanted to do was just get out my rocks, and if possible start phasing things, because that's kind of what my Swampert can do. And I feel like it does it well in multi-battles, especially when you're trying to help an ally out. Which in the case of Soulfire, it's actually really fun. But yeah, this Dusclops, because he hard switch into it, it's gonna basically take a Will-O-Wisp from this Dusclops, because I guess the opponent did predict him to switch out, not wanting to take a Thunderbolt from the Ampharos. And he does go for it, and now now Soulfire is gonna go for 1,000 arrows, and unfortunately does nothing, because first of all, that Dusclops is probably definitely Eviolite and can take hits like nothing. And the Mega Ampharos is also just as bulky, kind of. But the fact that it's burned just makes it so that it can't literally do anything to these two. And now this Dusclops is going to go for a Will-O-Wisp on my Swampert, which it kind of matters because I could have helped Soulfire take out the Mega Ampharos with my own Earthquakes, but now we're both burned. But even then, I'm not really too concerned about the burn on my Swampert. I'm more concerned about getting my rocks up and then proceeding to start phasing things. Now here, this Mega Ampharos is going to go for Cotton Guard, which is actually really dangerous because they won't be able to do anything. This Dusclops turns out to have Blizzard, and I'm like, oh yeah, we need to phase this thing out. Which I did. I wanted to get it out of here because it was literally just here, sitting here burning things, and I was like, get out of here. And I do phase him into this Minior, which does take Stealth Rocks damage, thankfully, because this thing will get weakened so that my Zapdos can maybe outspeed it before this thing sets up a Shell Smash and proceeds to run through everybody's team. So yeah, and then here, us Zygarde and Swampert are just both burned here. The guy's gonna switch out Minior and go into Dusclops again because he knows this matchup is very ideal right now that both of the mons on our side are actually burned. So Hubine's just gonna keep going for 1,000 arrows until it finally gets taken down. That was pretty much the goal for Soulfire, just to keep this thing around until this thing dies basically. Because he's pretty much sacking it, but he does not want to switch out on anything. So, because there's no switch-ins for Mega Ampharos, honestly. Here, this Mega Ampharos finally decides to attack the Zygarde, and it's gonna go for the Dragon Pulse. And I didn't see what the Dusclops did, but it did something. And Somber's just there also. He's finally gonna go into Greninja though, and he's gonna finally try to take out this Mega Ampharos, because the Mega Ampharos, if he doesn't kill the Mega Ampharos, it will just kill him and return with a Thunderbolt. So yeah, the good news here is that here this Greninja is now gonna be able to get the transformation into Ash-Greninja, and my guess is that this Ash-Greninja is actually choice spec, so I'm gonna actually it's actually gonna do quite an amount of work to this Dusclops. This Dusclops does go for Pain Split on the Greninja, which is actually really annoying because it gets a lot of its HP back, which is, yeah, really annoying because this thing is now just going to be fat and take more hits. But I think if the Greninja is actually specs, then it should be able to take it out with one more Dark Pulse. But now here, VanderForge is going to go into Gutsman EXC, which is the Conkeldurr, which is actually another dangerous mon for Soulfire. Like a lot of Soulfire's mons just go down to a bunch of VanderForge's team, which is kind of crazy, honestly. Here, as you can see, he's just going to go for the Drain Punch, not on the Ash-Greninja, surprisingly. It's actually going to go for it on my Swampert, because it's still just sitting here hitting stuff, but not really dying necessarily. Here I went for Roar just to phase this this Conkeldurr out, because I didn't want this thing to just take out my ally's Greninja. And I faced him into Ganon, which is the Emboar, which I think matches up better with Greninja. And here he's gonna send Hero Abyss is actually gonna turn out to also have an electric type for Greninja, and also send out Jolteon, which is like, oh great. Now what are we gonna do? Like here I had to wonder what he was gonna do. What he's gonna do, what Soulfire is gonna do, is actually sack off Tesla Steel, which is a shame, honestly, but yeah, it had to be done. Cause the Greninja is actually really useful for the majority of this guy's team, or of these two guys' team. And they were both gonna target Soulfire anyway, so figure why not just sack this thing off. So, because that mon is actually very indispensable against what's left, because most of this team is very hyper offensive, it seems. Here I just go for Scald on the Ganon, and holy cranberries, I actually do take it out with one hit, which is actually crazy. I didn't think I would, because honestly, this Swampert is mostly defense invested and not invested in any special attack whatsoever. So the fact that it KO'd this Ganon, which was probably offensive, is actually kind of surprising to me. But then again, the Torrent boost makes a lot of sense though. And speaking of the Torrent boost, it now goes away because thanks to the burn, it put me in Yappa Berry range. So now I get a lot of HP back in return. And now here he's gonna send out this Greninja, Soulfire that is. And I think here he tries to go for Water Shuriken on the Jolteon just to get some damage off before going down, because he was probably anticipating a Mach Punch from the Conkeldurr. He was hoping to get the 5 hits here, but he only got 3 hits only, which wasn't enough to take out the Jolteon, and now Jolteon's just gonna take it out. And the Conkeldurr never went for Mach Punch, which is interesting. He's actually just gonna keep going for more Drain Punches, it seems. So yeah, I do go for the Scald here. I don't care if I get the burn, honestly, because my goal is just to get as much damage on this thing as possible, because this guy just keeps going for Drain Punches on my Swampert, getting a lot of HP back. So for me right now, the concern is the residual damage to weaken this Conkeldurr. So here, yeah, I think here I just sit around, because I think that was Soulfire's last Pokemon as well, the Greninja. Like, a lot of his team didn't handle this this team very well. Like, it couldn't handle the electric types, and it couldn't handle Mega Ampharos, because it was burned earlier with the Zygarde and wasn't able to do anything. But yeah, here I'm able to just still take out this Jolteon at the very least, and then I'm gonna lose Swampert, sure, but I'm gonna have Zapdos to just go for the Thunderbolt on the incoming Minior here after I lose Swampert. So I was left to fend for myself here, but I actually was able to hold my own against both of these guys, because my mons were actually well offensive and defensive at the same time, that I was able to at least take a bunch of these hits. And not to mention, I think my team was a lot more offensive, that it was able to just straight up put both of these guys down. This Minior comes in, takes more Stealth Rocks damage. My Zapdos is actually Choice Guard, so it can outspeed anything, and I am able to just simply go for the Thunderbolt on this Minior, so I do take out this thing at least. And then this Conkeldurr is, instead of going for the Ice Punch, is just gonna go for the Drain Punch. Looking at the HP that this thing has, it may very well not have been a bad play, just because it would be able to get more HP back. And if he went for Ice Punch, it may not have been able to take out my Zapdos, who knows. But yeah, here I just go for another Thunderbolt, and he's actually gonna go for the Ice Punch this time, which I think he should have gone for in the first time, but again, he was probably thinking about the HP on Conkeldurr, which is understandable, honestly. But yeah, I'm gonna lose Zapdos, but I still have my last Pokemon, which is Diancie, and it's Mega Diancie on top of that, so even if this thing has Mach Punch, it's not gonna be able to take out my Diancie from full HP, honestly. It's not gonna outspeed it either, because this Mega Diancie is actually really fast. So here, with my Mega Diancie, I'm just going to finish this Conkeldurr off with a Moonblast, and that's going to be good games to VanderForge, Hero Abyss, and my good buddy Soulfire, who, by the way, had to take a huge beating from these two guys' teams, which is crazy. But yeah, that was a pretty intense battle. It came down to the wire. I thought we were gonna lose just because like Soulfire just went down very quickly, because a lot of these two guys' teams were very well prepared for his team, it seemed. So I was like, okay, I just gotta make sure I played my cards around correctly to be able to bring it back, but I wasn't sure if I could, honestly. But surprisingly I did, so I was like, damn, that was a good game. And this is actually a pretty good this is a pretty fine multi-battle, because I think this is the first time ever that I'm actually being able to pair up with my buddy Soulfire, aka Robert, because I don't think we've ever done this in all of the multi-battles that I've done in the past. I mean, I feel like we should do it more often, honestly, but right now I'm trying to get a bunch of my singles battles out of the way, so yeah. But yeah, this was a pretty fun battle nonetheless, and good games to everyone who participated in this battle. So yeah, thank you all for watching this battle, and I hope to see you guys back at singles later, so yeah, take it easy.